City of Seattle has collected and disposed of trash for more than 100 years. In the early days, a variety of haphazard methods were used. Garbage was first hauled to local ravines or put on barges and dumped in the Puget Sound. At the turn of the century, incinerators throughout the city began burning waste. By the late 1920s, the incinerators were shut down because of high maintenance costs. To keep up with an ever-growing volume of garbage, dumps sprang up in the Inner Bay, Montlake, Genesee, Haller Lake, and South Park neighborhoods. In the 1960s, city landfills were filling up, so Seattle began trucking its garbage to 2 landfills in Kent.
During the 60s, there were new public concerns about pollution, waste, and litter. This spawned many grassroots recycling and composting efforts.
To improve efficiency, Seattle built 2 large collection stations. The original South Park transfer station opened in 1966, followed by the Wallingford station in 1967. Both stations later accepted items for recycling, but they were designed primarily to process garbage and move it to landfills nearly 20 miles away. In the mid-1980s, the city-operated landfills had to be closed, and they were placed on the Environmental Protection Agency's Superfund cleanup list.
It was time to clean up our act.
Facing an environmental and financial crisis, city leaders launched new citywide recycling and composting programs. The goal was to reduce Seattle's trash. Businesses and residents immediately took up the challenge, helping the city become the national recycling leader it is today. Since 1991, all of Seattle's non-recyclable trash travels 300 miles by train to an environmentally safe, privately owned landfill in Eastern Oregon. Because of limited space and Seattle's aging transfer stations, new plans were needed to support the city's expanding recycling efforts. To help meet its 21st century recycling goals, Seattle completed the construction of a state-of-the-art recycling and disposal facility in 2012. Designed specifically to improve safety and efficiency, the South Transfer Station handles approximately 180,000 tons of garbage, recycling, food, and yard waste each year.
More than 100,000 cars and trucks drive through this facility a year. There are separate areas where commercial and residential customers can dispose of their waste.
The new South Transfer Station is environmentally friendly. The roof lets in natural light to reduce electricity use, and the landscaping is full of native plants that require less water.
The building has a main floor area of 100,000 square feet and sits on a 9.5-acre site. A lot of the artwork featured on the site has been created from reused items, including these huge deck sections from the old South Park Bridge. Our entrances feature a montage of old local street signs and a massive painted mural depicting the path of the original Duwamish River.
The station's roof is designed to harvest rainwater and store it in a 50,000-gallon cistern. The water is used to perform general cleanup activities and to meet facility health and safety requirements. We also use the rainwater for plant irrigation and to rinse collection truck tires before they leave the drop-off areas. This helps keep the local streets clean.
The interior is a closed environment, preventing birds from getting a free meal. Another unique feature are 2 powerful compactors that are capable of operating together.
All in all, this transfer station is a great new asset, increasing our ability to process recycling and safely transfer garbage.
The average Seattle household throws away about 15 pounds of garbage a week.
Have you ever wondered what happens to it?
6 days a week, trucks collect garbage from Seattle's businesses and residents. When the trucks are full, they take their loads to one of the city's recycling and transfer stations where each load is weighed.
52,000 pounds on the nose.
Next, trucks dump their garbage onto the station floor, where a front-end loader pushes it into a hole in the compactor or into open top containers below. The compactor is loaded with 25 tons of garbage, about the same weight as 6 elephants. Next, it's securely docked with a shipping container. The load is compacted and pushed into the container. When full, it leaves the transfer station by truck. All the garbage containers are delivered to the station rail yard and loaded onto a train. 6 days a week, 52 weeks a year, Seattle sends a mile-long train to the landfill in Eastern Oregon.
This one-way trip is nearly 300 miles, But that's only half of our story.
Seattle recycles and composts more than half of the trash it generates. More than 100,000 tons of food and yard waste are diverted from landfill each year because of our composting efforts.
All of us are making a difference.
Yard waste dropped off at any transfer station is delivered by truck to a regional high-tech facility. Here, it is processed and aged into rich compost, which is used to improve the soil of Seattle's parks and gardens. Paper, plastic, metal, and glass items are delivered to local recycling plants where they are sorted, screened, and baled. The bales are then shipped to recycling mills to be processed into new products. Paper becomes cereal boxes, phone books, newspaper, writing, and photocopy paper. Aluminum cans become aluminum cans. Steel cans are turned into rebar for construction projects. Plastic is turned into polar fleece clothing, carpet, and decking. Glass is made into new glass bottles and jars.
By recycling, we give products a second life and reduce the amount of waste sent to the landfill.
Because of all our recycling efforts, Seattle is a greener place.
Seattle's recycling program accepts hundreds of everyday items, including cans, bottles, jugs, tubs, and paper. As much as 30% of Seattle's garbage is still made up of food waste. Why waste a good thing? Put food scraps in your curbside food and yard waste cart, where they will be turned into compost for local gardens. Mulch mow your grass clippings and leaves into your lawn and garden to help nourish the soil and reduce waste.
Follow these tips to prevent waste at home.
Junk mail wastes thousands of tons of paper a year. The City of Seattle has a free service you can use to stop junk mail. Visit www.seattle.gov/stopjunkmail to stop as much as 41 pounds of unwanted mail per household each year. When shopping, carry reusable bags to prevent disposable bag waste. Don't throw any unwanted items away. Sell, reuse, or donate them instead. Always consider buying items made of recycled materials and use the compost you help make on your own lawn and garden. You'll find more waste prevention ideas at www.seattle.gov/UTIL, or you can call 206-684-3000. Working together, we're leading the way.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Thanks for keeping Seattle clean and green.
And most of all, thanks for recycling.